After Dark is starting soon. After Dark is starting soon.
Right.
Well, you opened that Pandora's door.
All right, I was kind of tired. It just felt like, and this is not. I'm not conceding to anything. It just felt like it was, it's late. It's a long. It felt like a long intro. It's not a long intro, so don't get the wrong idea. But special times call for special circumstances. And these are special times. Specifically, tonight, I guess. There's not, I don't know. There's nothing actually special. I felt like just stopping it early. I kind of like I'm telling you, I need to go no camera all the time. That's what everybody else is doing. Well, not everybody else, but, a lot. What do you guys think? No camera? Let's see. I mean, I don't know. I just feel more comfortable right here. Like I can slouch a little. Could, pretend like I'm paying attention. I'm just saying that it's like no camera seems like it's the wave of the future. I don't think it's just T-Rev. That's exactly right. Like I could be going ham with a toothpick back here, or ham with a ham sandwich. Although I haven't been eating much ham. at all. No bacon. I don't need any of that shit. Dude, PG is the ultimate camera warrior. It's pretty impressive. For some reason, I feel like if I didn't cam up, nobody would. I mean, maybe people just wouldn't watch. I don't know. I've set a precedent. Like, I came here, I showed my face, and that's it. So now I have to continue this trend, I guess. I want to be just like Prairie Gardens. Just cam off. Like, I can't remember the last time I did a full stream with no camera. Let me see. I don't know. It feels good. It feels good. I don't know. It does feel good. I don't know why. No, you need to see me. What's up, Abe? I checked in on you the other day. Good to see you, man. I could pick my nose. I'm not let's see here. First of all, I'm not a nose picker. Never have been. It's disgusting. I can't even stand when I catch somebody doing it. And I make a big deal out of it. Like, I let everybody know that I just caught somebody doing that. Because it's nasty. You know. So what is your ailment? Want a new car, a new girl, travel? I don't have an ailment. But it's like I'm like a week out from hitting 40, you know. And I don't know. 40 is such an interesting, like, it's not like when you turn 20 or 21. Because when you turn 20, no one actually care. Like, when you turn 20, it's like, ooh, everybody wants to turn 21 so they can go out and, like, get hammered and buy some smokes, you know, or whatever it is that people do when they turn 21 now. You used to be able to buy smokes when I was 18. And that I think that's changed to 21, which is fine. But you know, it's the old adage, like, you can go overseas and fight, but you can't have a smoke, or you can't have a beer or whatever. And, like, I don't really care about that. Cigarettes or beer, I don't really care. But I'm saying, like, 20 is different. 21, you know, okay, that's kind of a milestone. 30, yeah, I guess. 35. 40 is really the first big birthday, I guess. Or milestone, let's just say it that way. But no, it doesn't bother me. It's just like, I just tend to I'm just reflecting, to be honest with you. It's sort of an arbitrary number, but it's kind of symmetrical in a way, because it's technically supposed to be around the half point of your life if you live to 80. And I think that's close to the male age. You know. Yeah, look, and yeah, no, I certainly don't feel old. I don't feel it, but it's interesting. But no, it doesn't bother me. Not like that. Because I'm one of those guys that, yeah, I feel like it's so much better, obviously, than the alternative. I'm somebody who sort of measures years by the people that I've lost who just stopped aging. Not just my mother, but friends in general. My nephew's dad, who was 19. My mother, who was 23. Um, my friend Dave, who was 45. And so I guess that's sort of what I do is I kind of measure it to that. So you think about it and you're like, well, man. What's up, Muscles? What's up? Let's see. Let me say hi. Rod, Debbie, Grammy, what's happening? Good to see you. Let me see. I'm half a century. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think like it's not. I don't feel, like I said, I don't feel old. I don't dread turning 40. It's nothing like that. But it is, I guess, I think personally it's good to reflect. But you never know. I mean, I guess there are some things that, you just sit there and you go, wow, that's fast. And it certainly is. It goes extremely fast. The most nostalgia no, but I do. Probably my favorite time in life was when my children were, fifth, fourth, third grade to, I don't know, senior year. And I miss those days. You kind of look for a renaissance of sorts. They say, well, when you turn this, or when you have an empty nest, or you have this, and I got to tell you, that when your kids grow up and move, it's a very difficult thing. It's difficult to reconcile, like, did I prepare them enough, or did I, do this right, or if they fail, is it my fault, or if they do, yeah, if they get in trouble in any way, is it my fault, or if they don't get the job that they're looking for, things like that, which is tough. I guess that those are sort of the things that I think about. An empty nest is a very tough. There's a show called Empty Nest, Abe. I never saw that show. That show sucked. Yes, it's a difficult. It's different, That's why I have two dogs who act exactly like children, because that's really what they are. That's what it feels like. It feels like I'm raising kids again, just like a little hairier, and they smell slightly worse. That's really the big difference that I've come to notice. And not much hairier either, because I'm telling you, Peyton is an absolute monster. You know, just I mean, he could be mistaken for Bigfoot in the forest, especially if he's wearing shorts. You just be like, dude, that was Bigfoot, no question, because he has a big ass foot and he's hairy like an animal. Do not tell him I said this. He'll call me bro some more. Bro. Yeah. He went on that whole tangent. Bro. 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 When he called me that the other day, I was like, bro. Bro, don't call me that, bro. And he does, and he did. Hold on. Anyone else believe in Bigfoot, hide and seek champion of the world? I believe him. I believe that I believe in Bigfoot, but not in the way that he's portrayed or she's portrayed. You got to understand, I live up in the Pacific Northwest. There's a lot of weird noises up here. So, I mean, I'm telling you, when I was in this place called Mill Creek one time, and I heard the loudest bellow. It was eerily similar to the one from Jurassic Park when the T-Rex let out that, you know, that one. That it sounded just like that. Middle of the woods, just like dead at night. I know what a bear sounds like. I know what a coyote sounds like. I've been avoiding those things my entire life. It's like I watched some of that stuff, Mountain Mama, on YouTube. They have some really cool folklore. They talk about like werewolves and shit, though. I don't know about werewolves. Mustang, Mom. You should go out buy a Mustang. Yeah, should I? What kind? Like a new one? I don't have anything against Mustangs, but I have a car. I do. Maybe I will. Maybe you just inspired me to go buy a Mustang. Mustang Mama. Mustang Mama. Do I but I'm not having like it's not like an actual midlife crisis. Like that's not what it actually is. It's more of an existential crisis. It's the same crisis that I face every day. It's the same crisis that I've dealt with forever. It's just like, you know, ta-da. Let me tell you this. Like this feels so good right now. This is perfect. Right in the zone. Just leaning back, talking, eyes closed. You know, I could put a nap or I could put a wet washcloth on my face. Maybe you know, They live in the woods for a reason. Like, this feels so good. Not much strain on my eyes. It's just like beautiful. I see why they do this. Mustang Sally. Is that from Mustang Sally is from The Sopranos. It's the guy that put Vito's brother in the hospital because he hit him with a golf club for talking to his girlfriend. That's all right. I mean, if you fall asleep, you fall asleep. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, though? If you've ever seen The Sopranos, Mustang Sally was the one that... is that, what is the 66? Is that like a fastback or something? Is that what they call them? Fastbacks? I don't know what that is. Fastback Mustang. That's true, Rod. Thank you. That's true. They got the name. They got the name of the vehicle from the horse, kind of like a Bronco, or like Meg the Stallion. Like a stallion's a horse, so she probably got her name from a horse. You know, I'm trying to think. So you got a Bronco, you got a Mustang, you got a stallion, Meg the Stallion, whose boyfriend just got benched, by the way, because apparently he sucks at basketball now. Well, when was the last time you met somebody new that wasn't like a friend from back in the day named Sally? When was the last time? There's not many like I did grow up with a Sally, but that was it. I don't think people are getting named Sally anymore. There's not that many 40-year-old Sallys in the world. Not that I know of, unless they're hiding somewhere. I don't know a lot of Sallys. Does anybody? I don't even like Sally Fields, but apparently she just turned like 80. I'll never forget when she boned the teacher for Forrest Gump's education purposes. What a lady. Yeah, Sally is a name that is not used much anymore. You know. Yo mama sure does care about your schooling, boy. You remember that? Dirty. But, you know, she knew she had a special one. She knew that Forrest was a special boy. Run, Forrest. Run. I used to get sent out of history class all the time for doing Forrest Gump's voice. And when I say all the time, probably, I don't know, 4 times. And then they were like, look, if you do it again, we're going to dock your grade and we're going to suspend you. And then I had to stop because, you know, I wasn't an anarchist. I mean, you know, I followed some rules. I just pushed it to the limit. Yeah, I did all of that. I used to do the Jedi, I love you. And then, we was like peas and carrots. And then my teacher would always go, Josh. And I go, yes, Lieutenant Dan. And then he would get pissed. And then I would go, Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. And then he'd go to the office. So that happened a bunch. And then finally they're like, look, dude, you got to stop talking to the teacher like your Forrest Gump. I mean, it was just they were not having any of it. They were tired of it, you know. And so that was like the first warning that I got. And then when I'd raise my hand, like, and I'd have to go to the bathroom, even if I didn't have to go to the bathroom, I would go, I gotta pay. And then I get sent to the office for that sometimes. History was like our teacher sucked, man. He was boring. And I liked history too, but Lieutenant Dan Oscrabe. he was so pissed off at me. Can you stop doing that? Yeah. I never figured out, was he like what was his diagnosis? What was Forrest Gump's? Don't forget What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Abe. What's Eating Gilbert Grape was pretty good too. But I don't know what Forrest's diagnosis was. Polio? That's what made him the way he was. I thought that just had to do with his legs. I didn't know that polio. Sling blade. What's up, Dreamcatcher Tropicana? Let's see. Pink says that I have. Are you talking about the one that I did? Were you the one that kept requesting it from when I did the Brandon shirtlift one? Was that you? It's good to see you. How are you? How are you guys? I'm here to keep you company for a few. That was you. Stacy got his nuts crushed by a bull. I tried to do it like 3 times in a row, but Dr. Gary was like, "Okay, I can't listen to it anymore." But I think I snuck it in. Got his nuts crushed by a bull. And then other than that, you know, it's retired now. Never again. I'll never do it again. Never. What up, Brenda? What's happening? He's like, all right, can you just stop? No, I cannot. That was a good live. That was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Matter of fact, I should bring it up because it's just so funny. And I'm not really like that far off, I don't think, I don't even know where it is, to be honest, but
Who bought the?
let me see if I can find it here. Stacy's nuts got crashed by a bull. I said that Justin has a live coming up about it. That'll be. There has not been, from what I understand, there has not been another arrest yet. Hopefully soon. Okay, hold on. Let's listen to this guy. Stacy's nuts got crushed by a bull. It's true, they did. Look at that guy, dude. Just chilling in the hot tub.
Or who paid?
Maybe you could hear it.
Sarah took me to lunch over at Popeyes, and she was going to buy a sandwich for me, Adrian, and her, but
She was going to buy a sandwich for me and her. We was going to buy a sandwich. Talk about Stacy's crush nut.
my family, Sarah, want to see him. So I'm gonna go to Applebee's and go over here and have dinner with them or lunch with them
Oh, he got arrested again for something else.
real quick, and then give me a little bit of time to do that, and then you guys come back and get me.
Yeah.
So we did that, and in the meantime, me and Sarah were bored, just kind of driving around the mall, and we didn't know what to do. So I drove back over to my house to get a water bottle and fill it up with water to bring back over to their house because I didn't like their water.
I didn't like the water. They had bad water. I like water that we've boiled squirrels in.
Yeah.
And then
Montana motherfucker.
during that time, after that, we came back to the mall and we picked up Adrian, me and Sarah, and then all three of us, Sarah, Adrian, and I, we hopped in the car and we went back to the Fruitland house where they do their taxi business.
All right. So
Sitting in a hot tub in the middle of a field in the middle of Montana talking to jail.
where was Stacy during all of this?
Stacy's fat ass was at home.
He was back at the house.
So Stacy said, you think Stacy stayed home all that day?
He stayed home all that day. Yeah, Miss Kelly with the glasses.
Stayed home?
We left him there at the house. I don't know if he stayed there the whole time or not, to be honest.
Actually, Stacy was getting ready to go out for a jog.
Was anyone else there with him?
He wanted to walk all the way down to Venice Beach.
I don't think so. I think it was just him home alone at that point. And that was before we went to tow.
And they had dogs and cats there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they had one hound dog and like 3 or 4 tuxedo cats.
So Stacy's there. You guys go out. What was Adrian doing at the mall?
He was just visiting his girlfriend and his son. And then after that, we went over to Macy's and kind of went in there and shopped around for clothes a little bit.
Went to Macy's.
And we're playing on our iPads and just taking pictures, goofing off. And then from there, we go back, and then that's how it goes.
Well, what about the afternoon from the mall to you going back to the neighborhood? Did you guys go anywhere else? Stop anywhere else?
We just went over to a pawn shop, I think, just kind of look around at the pawn shop a little bit. And then I think he bought like an iPad, or he was trying to get a new iPad, I think.
That's Adrian, right?
Right. Yes, sir. And then I think he bought one there. We went to the pawn shop, bought an iPad, and then came back and we were just chilling.
So what car were you guys all in?
He bought an iPad. We was just chilling.
We were in that little Toyota 2016 Toyota Corolla.
Okay. What is that? What color is it? White?
It's the blue one.
A blue. Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember you were telling me that you were.
I cannot wait till this guy gets arrested. And it's coming, dumbass. Trust me.
They were towing your car? You told me earlier in another conversation that your car was being towed by their truck that day.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So where's that come into play here?
So
I got to tell you, look, I would never find myself in the position that they find themselves in, because that's just not in my nature, anything like that. Nor is it in most people's. And I would like I said, I would never find myself in that situation. However, I would not do an interview with anybody ever.
I asked
about any of it.
them earlier that day if
Ever. A pawn shop iPad. May have the OG Flappy Birds on it. Yeah. We got Angry Birds first edition on here. Hey, Adrian, do you got the Flappy Birds first edition on there?
we could use.
Stacy, we went to the pawn shop. How are your nuts feeling? Are they still getting blasted on by the bull? You think you got any sperms in there that can make Sarah a baby?
Their pickup to go to my house, my mom's house, and get my Mercedes Benz and tow it back over there so I could work on it if I was going to be hanging out over there doing the taxi business.
Yeah. So when did you guys go over there to get your car?
I think it was around like 6 or 7 at night.
6 or 7. Then you're saying
That's what I'm saying. Go get the tongs and we can fish your balls out from your stomach. You're gonna have to spread wider than that, Stacy.
saying while you're coming back, that's when you noticed everyone searching for Michael.
We need a descended ball.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember going to the gas station. We were probably at the gas station filling up like right at 7.
Right at 7. What gas station?
There's the Chevron right there just up from their house.
Yeah.
Stacy, I got the barbecue tongs. We can get you rocking a baby here soon with your wife, sir.
So where you were seeing people out there looking for Michael, or you were seeing police?
I was just seeing police cars cruising around, and I was seeing a lot of like the neighbors going out in their cars cruising around, and just like the whole subdivision from the left side to the right side. They were all just out, everybody walking around and looking, and flashlights. Search and rescue was there, police, everything.
But how did you know they were looking for Michael?
Because so when we were pulling into the subdivision,
Because we kidnapped him.
and Sarah was driving the pickup, and she stopped.
Is that right?
And talked to the neighbor that was coming down the road the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
And she stopped right there in the middle of the road, and they both opened their doors and they started talking to each other right there.
Okay. And you told me you never seen Michael Vaughn before in your life prior.
Right. I never met him or his parents ever before. I just know that they're neighbors of where I was staying over there with the Wanderers.
With the Wanderers. We were staying with the Wanderers. We had Wanderer Lube. Yeah, dude, this guy's directly he's one of the most responsible. I mean, I don't exactly know what not Adrian. I don't exactly know what Adrian his involvement was, but yeah, this guy, the bearer of broken balls. I walk a lonely road, the only road that Stacy has ever known, where his nuts got crushed.
They live like diagonal.
Yeah.
And I walk alone.
What about the okay. Yeah, I got so many questions. All right. So Adrian, where's he from?
Narnia.
I think he's from California somewhere.
Same thing.
So, but how did he get up there? Like, how did he end up there?
Well, I'd assume the way he got up here, JLR, is he either took the train, plane, or automobile.
There in Idaho.
He just flew in from California to come see his son and his old girlfriend or whatever.
But where did Sarah meet him? Like, how does
Probably at the airport.
she know him?
I don't know. I think he just randomly like called their phone one day from the airport and said, can you give me a ride from here to there or whatever? And that's probably how
I'd like to give me a ride.
those two met.
Yeah, because obviously, Sarah, according to this arrest affidavit, she's claiming that this Adrian guy helped bury Michael in her yard. That's what she said, according to the arrest affidavits, or the neighbors. She also said the neighbor's yard too.
Right.
So
yeah,
people are wondering who's Adrian.
Yeah, he's just some kid that came here from California for a little bit to visit.
I can't tell you too much about him, but except he's black. And Stacy don't like black people.
His son and his old girlfriend.
Did he get arrested at all?
No, he didn't get arrested or talked to or nothing.
So how long was he there at their house for?
He was only there for like a week, up to 2 weeks tops.
After Michael went missing.
After Michael went missing, I'm pretty sure he was there for like a couple days after that as well.
Oh, how convenient.
Okay, so he was there about a week and a half prior to Michael being missing. Then Michael went missing, and then a couple days later, he goes back to California.
I think so, yeah.
Do you know where in California?
I have no idea.
You're in a hot tub. I see you're in a hot tub. What's that, the North Dakota life?
Oh, it's
that's North Dakota life, trying to stay warm out here right now.
I said Montana. It's worse. It's North Dakota, the worst one of the Dakotas.
Yeah.
I'm out here in North Dakota. I'm out here in the hot tub, North Dakota. I keep thinking about Stacy's balls getting smashed.
Interesting. So interesting. Now, did you know that like Stacy had like crazy criminal record in the past of being in the feds and locked up and all that kind of stuff? Did you know that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he talked to me previously before that, and he said that he got locked up for like a year or two because he lied on a federal application to buy a gun.
What a fucking idiot. Can you imagine? I mean, these people are the dumbest people I've ever heard.
Or something at a store.
So you've seen him with guns. Like, why would he still have guns if he already got arrested for it? Did he just not care? Or
I think that was it or something. Because at first he said
he wanted a gun, but then they said, you been in trouble for guns. So he lied on his application and got arrested, sent to the booty house.
hey, I know that you're not a felon and you can have guns. Do you want me to try to find you a gun? And I said, no, I already have a gun. I don't need to get another one, you know. But if you are selling that other little 17 or whatever, I'll buy it if I get money from you guys paying me from doing taxiing, you know. That was our first previous conversation.
I hit that like
yeah. So yeah, I wonder why he was so interested in you getting a gun. You know, like why does he want others to get a gun? Is he fat? Is he like fat?
Squirrels don't shoot themselves, JLR. You got to get a gun to shoot them squirrels.
Fascinated with guns?
Yeah, he's fascinated. Does he look fascinated with anything? I don't think so. Oh, they're the dumbest of the dumb.
Yeah, I think he comes from a background where like him and his grandpa used to hunt back in the day before he got in trouble. Like when he went out with other people that were responsible, he probably did some hunting.
So some people are saying that does Sarah have any kids that you knew of or had kids?
No, sir.
See, some people speculated that if Sarah is involved.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna get to the nut stomping.
Got arrested, but people,
look at him there. Look at that. Look at that. That's that North Dakota. Look at that, dude. Just killing tall cans at Coors. Let me get that yellow jacket.
people are speculating, hey,
oh my God,
maybe Sarah did it because she wanted a kid on her own because she couldn't have kids, or what do you think?
Here we go.
Hold on just a second here. I'm in an interview right now, so I'm gonna have to do this real quick. I think that she couldn't have kids because her husband Stacy said that he got his nuts crushed in a bull riding rodeo accident or whatever, blah blah blah. He said he used to bull ride and a bull stepped on his thing and crushed it, so he couldn't have him.
So he couldn't give her a child.
Her husband Stacy. I think that she couldn't have.
I think she couldn't have kids because Stacy got his nuts crushed by a bull.
Have kids because her husband Stacy said that
her husband Stacy,
he got his nuts crushed in a bull riding rodeo accident or what.
A bull riding rodeo accident. Imagine having to write that on your sir, are you able to have children? No, I'm not. Okay. Well, he used to rode a bull, and he got his thingy crushed by a bull in a rodeo bull riding ball stomping accident.
Whatever, blah blah blah. He said that she couldn't have kids because. I think that she couldn't have kids because her husband's.
Why couldn't she have kids? Because Stacy got his nuts Barry Bonds by a bull, allegedly. I don't get that. She could still have a kid with somebody else. Stacy's the one that can't have children. Although for a time he did look pregnant.
Stacy said that he got his nuts crushed in a bull riding rodeo accident or whatever, blah, blah, blah. He said he used to bull ride and a bull stepped on his thing and crushed it, so he couldn't have him.
So he couldn't give her a child then.
Right, and he wanted a kid and she really didn't.
Oh, she didn't want a child.
No, she didn't really want to have a kid, but he was trying to push that on her.
So is it possible? Okay, so you're with Sarah and you're with Adrian out or getting your car and bringing it back. Is it possible Stacy was home left alone?
Bull, it really is. They all act like this is normal. I know, man. It's so weird. Like it's just not normal. None of it.
And did something and maybe like went out and snatched Michael? I mean, how do you do you guys know about Stacy's whereabouts at the time?
I personally don't. So I'm
Stacy was in the hospital because he got his nuts crushed by a bull.
saying that could be a possibility.
Because there was no one else there with him.
I have this. I've said this before. I have this alternate theory of that conversation, or I don't doubt that Stacy has been racked by some sort of wildlife, but I still have this sneaking suspicion that possibly, and I say this, that it was at a petting zoo. I think what happened was that Stacy was like, "Oh my God, look, there's a goat right there." And then he was like, "Hey, I'm going to go pet the goat." And then he waddles over there. He gets right behind the goat. And the goat got like a creeper vibe and just racked his nuts. He's like, look at that small farm animal. I've never seen a farm animal kind of like that. And then you got Shirtless over here. He's like, Stacy, don't get too close to the goat. It'll crush your nuts.
Correct?
Right. Yeah. Yes, sir.
But you're saying that you were with Sarah all that day. You and Adrian and Sarah were all together throughout that whole day, starting in the morning. And you didn't she didn't go off on her own or do anything?
No, I was with Sarah that whole day. And
remember how who was it? Who's the guy that would chase the Wascoey Wabbit, Elmer Fudd? You know, when he would try and dink dink. I could just see Stacy doing that.
Adrian. And then Stacy was left home alone.
Stacy was left home alone. What there when you guys were out? What cars were there with Stacy?
I think he had his little Cadillac Escalade that he cruised around.
Yeah, little Cadillac Escalade that he wedged himself into
at that time.
What color was that?
It was a white one, an older one that he traded his pickup in for. That when that pickup started to have a couple issues, instead of getting it fixed, he just traded it in.
Yeah.
In North Dakota, what we do is we drop an engine in that bitch like it's nothing. Then we hit the hot tub, has some Coors piss waters.
See, because he's left alone and no one else is there with him. I wonder if he
That's a good question.
Ventured out. Yeah, okay. For instance, when you guys got back, was he in the house?
Yeah, he was in there. He was in there on the couch, I'm pretty sure.
He was on the ab machine. Stacy was in the shredding. He was in the cutting phase. He was getting ready to ride a bull. So he was working his core.
What was he doing?
Just watching TV.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I thought maybe I stand corrected.
Like he never even went anywhere.
Right.
I thought that he would be training for that. You remember on Happy Gilmore when Chubbs gets his hand bitten off by the alligator, and then Chubbs like wants revenge. Like I think that would be what Stacy would have been doing, is training so he could seek his revenge, ride the bull for 8 seconds, then return the favor. But alas, we find out.
Yeah. Okay. For instance, when you guys got back,
Not what he was doing. I thought that he was going to be doing some cardio or something. I don't know. Have some core work.
was he in the house?
Yeah, he was in there. He was in there on the couch. I'm pretty sure,
What was he doing?
just watching TV.
God damn it, Stacy.
Like he never even went anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, because he's left alone. It seems like you.
I wonder what he would be watching. Probably Run's House or something like that. I could see him watching Run's House or let's see. Yeah, like Jazzercises.
Three have it. You guys are each other's alibis, I guess. And you're saying you did whatever throughout the day, and I appreciate you talking to me. I mean, like somebody that's would be guilty wouldn't be telling all this in a sense, but
Nah, they would. They're just like trying to be like, we didn't do nothing. What you guys had to do with anything? We ain't had nothing to do with shit. We didn't do nothing. Stacy was just watching TV. He was supposed to be training for the bull ride competition. Really? He was supposed to get the bull back. He was supposed to kick it in the nuts.
People just want answers.
Yeah, and I want answers too.
Sure you do.
I don't think Adrian did it, and I don't think Sarah did it. But Stacy, I know that sometimes he's lied to me and he's lied to others, and he's done.
Yeah, well, sometimes when people lie to you, they lie to you like, yeah, I went to work today, or no, I wasn't actually sick. I'm sorry, I lied about it.
He says he'll do something and then he really don't do it. And I got after him about that, and I was trying to teach him that you're not supposed to do that in life, and then he'll get sometimes mad at me,
Come on over here, Stacy. I'm gonna whoop your butt. You ain't supposed to do that, partner. You don't act that way. In North Dakota, this is how we do it. Is that when you tell somebody you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it. If you don't do it, you're gonna get that whoopings.
So that's where my trail kind of ends, and that's where I'm kind of curious in my own head.
With
Stacy, with Stacy, I'd like to talk to him personally, and if he was here right now, I'd be talking with him and say, hey.
If he was here right now, we'd get in a hot tub, the water'd overflow. I'd hand him a beer, and I'd say, Stacy, were you doing core workouts that day? Trying to get right, get that bull back.
You and me didn't. I know that you broke my watch, and you thought I wanted to steal your girl or this or that, but that was all accusations. It's not true. I was just there to help you guys work, make a business, and pay the bills. That was my whole.
Stacy, you gotta wear shorts in here. Stacy. Oh, he's stepping in. Stacy steps in the hot tub. Wow, your balls really did get crushed by that bull.
Objective.
So he was accusing you of trying to get with Sarah.
Yes, sir. Like every day.
Every day.
Stacy's in here naked.
But he didn't kick you out of the house.
Right, because she liked me a little bit because I was kind of the cool guy on the block hanging.
He's the cool guy on the block. What block is this? I got to see the block. I was the cool guy on the block, and she liked me. I was the cool guy on the block. What block? I was the cool one on the block. Stacy was a scrub.
Now trying to save and pay the bills. That was my whole objective.
So he was accusing you of trying to get with Sarah.
Yes, sir. Like every day.
Are you sleeping with Sarah? Why would you ask me that? I told you.
Every day, but he didn't kick
Yeah.
you out of the house.
Right, because she liked me a little bit because I was kind of the cool guy on the block, hanging out, trying to.
Guy on the block, dude. He's Fonz riding when he jumped. Remember when Fonz jumped the shark?
Save the day, and he got a little bit jealous of it, and I wanted to kind of shut that down and say, hey, we're all friends. You keep your wife. You guys get along, and you guys stop doing that, kind of like a counselor or a mediator.
Was he ever like? Did you ever see him do any violence?
No, he pretended to try to be a tough guy, try to do that kind of stuff, but he never did it when I was around.
He's a pretty big dude.
He's a heavy feller. He's like 450, 500 pounds.
What?
So
He's a heavy feller. He's like 450, 500 pounds.
So I mean,
He's a heavy feller. He's like 450, 500 pounds.
450, 5,500 pounds.
But he never.
He's a big feller. He's a pretty big feller. Don't worry, Stacy. I'll get your girl pregnant for you.
Did it when I was around.
he's a pretty big dude.
He's a heavy feller. He's like
Oh, yeah, that's
450,
stupid
500
ass.
pounds.
So I mean, if you see him walk, I mean, does he get tired when he walks a short distance?
Hey, you're talking about El Polo, Loco, Bull Riding, Nut Crusher. You can't tell me. You got to put some respect on his name because he was an all-time bull rider. Please hit that like button. We're at 81. There's, I don't know, 150 people watching. Please. I don't know what it does, but it does something.
Yeah.
We're not going to get this kind of entertainment at, I don't even know what time it is.
That's true.
So it's interesting.
Could be kilos. I don't know.
So goes, he's left alone. You guys are out. Michael Vaughn goes missing around, we'll say 7 p.m. And
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah, he's got the hourglass figure and everything. He's like 450 to 500 pounds, all solid muscle.
what happened?
Yeah.
Where was Starkey? Where was Carson Starkey?
Where was Hutch?
I think he was driving for another company at that time because he was mad at Sarah and Stacy because they were kind of trying to give him a little bit of bluff or a little bit of grief, and he was like, you know what, I can go work somewhere else or be part of somebody else. I don't have to sit here and take your guys' nonsense.
So interesting. What about the Cesar Garudo? What's the deal with him? Is he involved? Could he be involved? Was he around their house?
I know that he went to their house like one time. Other than that, me and Stacy went to his house one time, and he had a couple other friends over there, and they were just kind of hanging out and chilling with.
I hope they play this in court, especially the part where he talks about getting his nuts demolished.
A couple other people.
But Cesar was not around the house
Say Saturday.
the time Michael
Not
went
around.
missing.
As best as I know, yeah, that's true.
Interesting.
Hmm.
So you never seen Michael. Have you ever hear Sarah or Stacy talk about the bonds or mention the bonds or say anything?
Never once. Not even the only time I heard them ever mention the
He never mentioned him, not even the time he mentioned him.
Vaughns is when they stopped the car that day and they said, hey, there's somebody that's missing in the neighborhood. His name's Michael Vaughn. Do you guys know him or know where he went? That was the first time that came up to my attention. And then as far as I know, they both said, no, we don't know where he's at. Let's go help look for him from that point.
Interesting.
Damn, look at him.
Man,
How many polls he got up?
I'm so
And as far as I know, they both said, no, we don't know where he's at. Let's go help look for him from that point.
Gulp, gulp, gulp.
interesting.
Gulp, gulp,
Yeah.
gulp.
Man, I'm so scatterbrained here because it's just a mystery. It's a mystery.
It is. That's all it is right now at this point. Yeah.
Totally. 100% mystery. Nobody knows anything.
But you're assuring, like, if the Vaughn,
Why is his hair? Why does his hair look so cough? Looks cough. You know what I mean? You know that word cough? Look at his hair. Why does it look like that? It's all dried out. It looks like a tender box ready to go up.
we're watching right now, what would you say to Michael Vaughn's family?
I would say, don't lose hope. Keep your head up. Keep your.
Yeah, coughed. I don't know. I don't know how to spell it. I'm just saying that's what it reminds me of. Cough.
Chin up and know that he might still be out there somewhere because they never brought him into their house when I was there. Not once. No little kids ever even came into that house, and I was there like a good majority of the time running a taxi business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the people that I knew that was there, they seemed like they were all right, decent people that weren't trying to do that. They were just trying to have normal everyday lives, you know?
Yeah, nice.
So, what's your family think about what's going on? Did you tell them?
Well, I'm not allowed at my mama's house.
Yeah, I told them. The police and the detectives and everything, they've been at my mom's house since I've been gone, doing like siding in Montana and stuff, trying to pay bills, and they're beside themselves and just scared and freaking out. Don't know what's happening, what's going on.
So, do you feel like the detectives think you're involved, or they just want to ask you more about the Wanderers? What is the detectives' reasons of coming to you?
I think they want to find out more about like the Wanderers and their lifestyle of how they are and what they do. And I'm probably the best guy to ask because I was there around them the most at that time.
Look at his hair. He looks like a rooster. Like a North Dakota rooster. Look at that face. Oh my god. I was the cool kid. That's the cool one. I was the cool one on the block.
Did you feel detectives think you did something, or was it, were they hard on you and questioning? Were they making you feel like you're guilty of something?
Yes.
Well, they were pretty stern. You know, they wanted to get to the bottom of it, and they kind of interrogated me, and they were pretty rough and aggressive with it. And I said, "Listen, guys, I didn't do it at all. And if they're saying that this happened and that they did it, they know more about it than I did because when I was around them, they didn't act that way." So they're like, "Okay." And then from there, it's just been kind of like they hit me hard, and I told them everything I know, and then it's been
This dude has to be absolutely crapping his jugs right now because his best bud, Stacy the Nut Crushed, is in trouble. He knows that him and Sarah are next.
stale fish, a standstill, and we're just trying to see like who all was even at that point in time in history.
So you're not nervous at all? Are you nervous about being arrested at all or anything?
Yeah, that definitely crosses my mind every day, and I know that if I go back to Idaho, I'll be arrested immediately, and they're going to talk about me about my marijuana charges, probably do 20, 30 days in jail myself if I go back, and then from there.
So you have pending charges in Idaho?
Yeah, I have pending charges in Idaho just from probation and like possession of marijuana, and that's what I was in trouble with those guys for before.
I appreciate your honesty with that.
Yeah, good job. Lawyer's worst nightmare, these guys. My favorite, though, personally. I think it's fantastic.
Appreciate your honesty. Yeah. So you're not going to
appreciate how stupid you are.
Go back in there and try to settle it, or do you think they're going to extradite you, try to scoop you up there where you're at?
I think for now it's just a basis of I need to get back to work and get some money because I still owe them money on those charges.
Yeah.
So I kind of just came here trying to get to.
The best way to get back to work is to take a hot tub in the middle of the day in North Dakota. I need to get back to work. No, he's not worried about weed charges. I wouldn't go back if I were him either.
Work because the other people I was working for, it was hard to get paid and pay all my bills on time. So I'm just trying to find a solution to make it peaceful for everyone and kind of find out what's going on here and get to the bottom of it. That's what's on my mind right now.
Did detectives ask you about any other names besides the Wanderers? They say any names?
The biggest names that are coming up right now on this is Stacy, Sarah, Adrian, that
Me,
Garudo.
Yeah, Caesar Garudo and me, and
who's
I
that?
think that's it from that very day.
No mention of Starkeys.
The Starkeys, I know that they had previous charges from stuff, whatever they did in their life before. I don't even know. But yeah, they said that they went to their house and asked them. They asked Mr. Carson Starkey and his mother that was hanging out there, and they questioned Dorothy, his ex-wife, that she can't really hear that good. She has to write everything down on paper and what she heard or seen or knows or anything like that. So I know that they've been there. I know they dug up the yard, and it's a big case, big thing here.
So you've been so now you've been Googling around following this case?
Yeah, and yes, sir. And then I seen your YouTube that you put out this morning. You know what I mean? And my picture right next to those guys, and that's when it really started to hit home.
Yeah, that's when it started to hit home. When you were named a suspect in the case.
And I was like, I got to find everything I can do to help. I don't even care about me and my freedom anymore. I need to figure out.
Why does everybody say that? When they sit there, they lie about what they're talking about. They go, I don't even care. I don't care about my freedom. I care about what's happening. I want to help. And the way that I'm going to help is I'm going to go to North Dakota, hang out at my daddy's house. I'm going to get in a hot tub and I'm going to drink. That's how I'm going to help.
What's going on here and stop the lying and bring the truth to everything that I can and help.
Yeah. Do you think, based off what you've been seeing, do you think any of the Vons are involved?
At first, my very first thought on all that, I thought, well, maybe just the mom and the dad got in a fight about custody, because I got in a fight with my ex before about custody, and I know how that can go. So I thought it was just kind of like one of those things for the beginning, just who gets who, and maybe the dad came and got the kid and took him to his house. And
right, whatever. That's a great question. How do this many freaks meet each other? I think that there's a lot of like freaks in the world. That's just my assumption. I don't know. I think that there's a lot of really messed up people, and they're all sort of like attracted to each other.
The mom got all mad and called the cops, and that's what I thought it was from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then my second thought from there is that he might have went missing. He might have went out from his neighborhood because he was trying to go play with other kids like that, his age, and he might have got out in that field and went.
Wow. Did you hear that? Wanted to play with other kids his age.
Too far down, there's that Snake River right there by the Ontario-Idaho border right there. So I said, I hope he didn't fall in there and didn't know how to swim, or if he swam to the other side and got lost, or who found him, or what, because there's a million bazillion possibilities that could happen right here.
Yeah.
Want to go play with kids his age.
Inside the Wanderer house, what does it look like inside there?
It's just a regular, like, double wide kind of a trailer house. Well, it's not a double wide, but it's a manufactured stick built home. Just a regular 1, 2, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and a garage house.
Do they have a basement?
And they have a crawl space under there in their.
He was 5.
Master bedroom. You walk in their master bedroom, take a right, and there's like this little crawl space right there. And I know that was open one day, and I went in there and looked, and there was like some kind of one of their cats that got down in there and pissed everywhere.
Oh, really? Why were you looking?
Oh no, look. That's right. Exactly. Thank you. Old man.
Down there?
Because it was open everywhere.
Oh, really? Why were you looking?
Shit.
Do they have a basement?
And they have a crawl space under there in their master bedroom. You walk in their master bedroom, take a right, and there's like this little crawl space right there. And I know that was open one day, and I went in there and looked, and there was like some kind of one of their cats that got down in there and pissed everywhere.
Oh, really? Why were you looking down there?
Because it was open.
Oh, you were just seeing what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, because when something's open, you have to go look. Even when it has nothing to do with you. I know cat piss when I smell it. And maybe it's either the cats or Stacy. Stacy be pissing in weird spots ever since he got his nuts crushed by a bull.
What about an attic?
No, the door was open, like they wanted their cats to go down in there or something. Like that was another. I don't know. I went in their bedroom and looked to the right one day, and then that thing was open. Their basement crawl space door.
Where's it at in their bedroom? Under their bed? Is it noticeable? Is it hidden?
It's kind of, you go in their
That's where Stacy goes pay.
bedroom, and then you go straight into their master bedroom. There's a shower on the left, and then right when you turn to the right, there's just like this little hatch door that opens.
But if someone just you could see the hatch from the wall, or you could tell something's there. I mean, is it hidden?
It's cut into the carpet, so it's like just a big piece of carpet with like a little square kind of cut out on two sides.
Camera off.
And it comes open.
Do they have a attic?
No, sir. I don't think they do.
Is their house? What at the time you were there? Was it all dirty, messy, clean?
For the most part, it was pretty messy.
I think I saw. I think I saw a photo of you sleeping on the couch.
Yeah. That's pretty much the main spot where I hung out. Is just answered phones off the couch and went.
Abe, one of these guys
drove taxis and went back.
The guy that he's talking about has been charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and destroying evidence. And his wife will be soon, and probably this guy as well.
To the couch, played PS4, and drank some beers and went to bed.
Who else was in that house that you've seen when you were there? Like anyone else that we haven't named that was inside that house ever?
They're all coming back around. It's gonna be a reunion in Idaho.
I think there was like, he went to some beers and went to bed.
Who else was in that house that you've seen when you were there? Like anyone else that we haven't named
Watch this face.
that was inside that house ever?
La da 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 da.
I think there was like,
yeah,
three or four people.
Well, no, I don't personally have it, but it's on Justin's channel, I'm sure. Look at that. Imagine that greeting you at like welcome to Cracker Barrel. Have a seat. I'm only here so I can make some money to pay off my fines. Because I got caught with Wade.
At least when I was there, that came there. And this one guy, he got in trouble for like a BB gun and some knives or something like that. He went outside the house because him and another person other than Tanner got in a fight with Sarah about staying in the house and God and religion and all that. And he went cruising around the neighborhood and he had like some kind of a knife deal. And he was threatening that if he doesn't get to come back in the house, then he's going to like slice some people up or do this and that.
What's his name?
I'm not quite sure on that. It was just some guy that was kind of walking.
His first name is Captain, and his last name's America. That's right, Captain America.
Ontario.
And they
It's kinda
brought so they brought him to the house.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
And-
he was like a homeless guy in Ontario that they met one day, and they just brought him back to his house.
That's nice. That's real thoughtful of them.
Interesting. It does seem like it goes into a pattern of them just bringing people off the streets, or people just they feel like they want to help and bringing strangers into their home.
Yeah. So if something did happen, it happened like that. You know what I mean? Just people that you don't even know who the hell they are, or what they're doing, or what their motives are, and they just bring them in like their family. You know what I mean?
What would they all like? Would you all eat dinner together? Who cooked? Like, did everybody fend for themselves?
No, Sarah.
Sarah cooked. She would warm up some of the best White Castle burgers you ever met. They sure was good. Similar to the roadkill we eat.
We'd go out shopping, Sarah and I, and then we'd come home and she'd cook a nice meal for Stacy and I and her and whoever was over there
You cook a nice meal.
for a guest. That was the usual behavior.
Did Sarah use profanity?
She tried not to, but when she got really super mad, yes, sir, she was good at it.
What would she get mad about?
Stacy's fat ass.
She just get mad about her house not being perfectly clean, or things not being the way that she wanted them to be, and just a lot of OCD. She had a lot of OCD and things being just how she left them.
Would she get mad at others or mad at herself?
No, mad at others.
Because
Mostly Stacy.
like Stacy would leave something out and she would get mad.
Yeah.
So
right.
So have you seen them arguing with each other?
Yeah, almost every day.
I believe that.
She'd go around and he'd be making messes, and she'd be cleaning it up and getting after him, trying to whap him with a pot and a pan, just
Trying to whap him with a pot and a pan.
It's like, you son of a bitch, clean your shit up or get gone.
So you've seen her hit him with pots and pans.
Well, she didn't actually hit him, but if
Right.
I would have been her, hit him, because sometimes he makes messes and he just don't care, and he don't.
I can just imagine Sarah chasing the bull rider around the house with the pot and a pan.
He's kind of like a little pig.
There is nothing little about him.
A pig pen, just kind of really sloppy.
Did you ever see her actually hit him or him hit her?
No, they never did that when I was there. They were just like, they just talk back and forth, kind of getting like, oh, I love you, little Boo Bear. I love you, little Boo Bear. And they'd be back and forth, and they were just like jokesters, kidsters.
Did she actually try to hit on you?
I love you, Boo Bear.
Or is that true or no?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she liked me. She was
I was the cool kid on the block.
trying to get at me pretty good there for a long time.
At 95 likes.
And I said, hey, listen, you're married. You know what I mean? We can't even be on the same couch chilling together doing this and that. And I'm not going to give you and Stacy a kid. And I'm not going to do that. I'll help you guys.
I'm not going to give you and Stacy a kid. Jesus.
Do taxi, and other than that, I'm going home. And that's what made him mad.
She actually said she wanted you to give them a kid.
Well, she said that before, and like when they were hanging out in Vegas, living in Vegas, that she said that she tried to do that with somebody else before, and they wanted to know if I'd be able to do that for them. And I said, yeah, probably not.
Interesting. What were they doing in Vegas?
Imagine being the surrogate for Stacy and Sarah's baby, with Brandon being the donor. Ugh.
I think they just went over there and they had some friends or doing taxis over there.
I think Stacy might have a sister or a relative that lives in Vegas. You know anything about that?
No, sir, not to my knowledge.
I know that. No, go ahead.
I know that they went over there and they did like a long distance taxis. That's like how they made their best money, because instead of like hundreds of dollars, it goes to thousands of dollars. So that's how they make their better money traveling across country.
Yeah, because right after, okay, One other question about you. So you done no sexual stuff with Sarah ever?
Well, at one time or another, we were just kind of like hanging out.
God. I can't. I don't know how much more of this I could do.
Laying on a mattress. She was trying to make out with me, this or that, and kind of like fill me up a little bit. And I said, whoa, 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 slow down.
Well, there was this one time when she tried to peg me, dog.
You're already married, So from there, that was about far.
One other question about you. So you done no sexual stuff with Sarah ever?
Well, at one time or another, we were just kind of like hanging out, laying on a mattress. She was trying to make out with me, this or that, and kind of like fill me up a little bit. And I said, whoa, 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 slow down. You're already married, So from there, that was about far.
So she's doing this while she's playing the God card, religious card.
Right. Yeah. That's why I don't like religion. It puts a bad taste in my mouth and others. It's like you can't do stuff like that if you're gonna pretend like you're holier than thou,
Let's see. It's just sad. My heart really goes out to Michael's mother. Yes, Brandy is. But I tell you that when Brandy watches this tomorrow, she's gonna have a good laugh because she likes when I make fun of these guys because they're piles of shit. And that's really the only solace I get right now. Because now that Stacy's like facing criminal charges, it's like, okay, like, but like this guy's running free. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, sort of, not really. Now he's in jail for unrelated charges. Hi, Josh, and all glad you're alive to film my Insomniac. Of course, this crazy bird brain needs to march right behind Stacy. I'm going to Crystal Cove. I hope to see my first dolphin. Dude, dolphins are amazing. Hope it don't freeze me ass off. If there's a dolphin there, it's probably going to be pretty warm. But thank you. I appreciate your donation. That's very kind of you. And I hope you enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Now, do you know anything about their trip to Texas? In like around, I guess, a couple months after Michael Vaughn went missing, they went to Texas?
No, sir. I know nothing about that recent. Now, I do recall them saying something about that previously where Sarah lived in Texas with another man.
Okay.
Now, I don't know nothing about that, but I know it was kind of like not a good deal.
So it's my belief that Sarah was once married.
Not a good deal.
Prior to Stacy.
Yes,
I believe it.
Yeah, she was. And I spoke to the guy.
Was to a
I think he's the one that went after Callie Dime. Good to see you, Callie. How are you?
last name of a guy named Chambers.
Yep, that might be him.
Ricky Chambers, I believe.
Ricky Bobby.
I think that sounds right.
So
I think that sounds right. I think that sounds right.
He does have ties to Texas and Arkansas and Oregon. So maybe that's why she was there. I don't know. Did she ever talk about her ex-husband?
We got 97 likes, y'all. Gotta get to 100. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you hit that thumbs up and we get to 100, Stacy will get his nuts crushed again by a bull.
She talked about him a couple times about like how she wanted to get out of there, and then he got mad one time and kind of locked her in a room, and they were fighting way back in the day before I knew her. That's all I heard about it.
When and where did Stacy get married to, or Stacy and Sarah get married? Where? When and where?
I think they got married somewhere in Montana, and just like not too much. They were only married for a year or two before I met Stacy.
This guy acts like he has no effing idea about anything, and he knows everything about everything.
And then after that, he was like, hey, you want to come to my house and hang out and bring the barbecuer in and meet my wife, and we'll have a good time. Like I think his grandpa taught him and instilled like some family values into him. So Stacy's a good guy when he don't lie, but he's got some kind of fetal alcohol syndrome, which prevents him from.
He knows it all.
Being normal.
Everything.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing.
So what month and year did you meet Stacy?
I probably met him in like 2020 or 2019, something like that, a couple years back. And then I helped him with this. There was this other gentleman, his name was Labor Dave, and he had a lawn mowing business.
Labor Dave. Why'd you guys call him Labor Dave? Because he was a laborer. He did labor and work.
And furniture moving business, and that's where we met, is when I was a U-Haul driver.
Well, why did you guys call Stacy Bull Stacy? I won't tell you why, but it has something to do with his nuts getting crushed.
And I
Oh,
helped go around and move everybody's furniture, me and him.
What
And
town was that in?
That was probably in like Boise, Idaho.
Okay, so you met him in Boise.
Yeah.
no,
Okay,
you didn't meet him in. God dang it. I hate that shit.
And he
No, you did not meet him in Boise.
had a lawn
You met him.
2020 or 2019, something like that, a couple years back. And
Where did you
then
meet
I
him?
helped him with this. There was this year 20. I probably met him in like 2020 or 2019, something like that, a couple years back. And then I helped him with this. There was this other gentleman, his name was Labor Dave, and he had a lawn mowing business and furniture moving business, and that's where we met.
He had a lawn mowing / furniture moving business. That's interesting. It's like owning a tire and paintball shop or something. Like what the well, he owned a lawn mowing business. His name was Labor Dave. And I thought they called him Labor Dave because he had a big old belly, looked 9 months pregnant, looked like he was about to go into labor. But actually what happened was he ended up owning a lawn business and a furniture moving business. Hi, this Labor Dave's. We're here to move your furniture and cut your grass.
Is when I was a U-Haul driver, and I helped go around and move everybody's furniture, me and him.
What
And
town was that in?
That was probably in like Boise, Idaho.
Okay, so you met him in Boise.
Yeah. Boise, Idaho.
Okay, so
Boise. I was in Boise, Idaho.
you met him in Boise.
Yeah.
According to his court stuff, he got out of jail or prison or jail in May of 2020.
Yep. So right after he got out, just a little bit after he got out, that's when I met him. And I thought he was just a normal person, but comes to find out, the more you hang out with him every day, stuff started to get weird from there.
Like what weird?
Like just daily activities and daily behavior. He'd try to be a businessman, but he tried to take on more than he could. He tried to bite off more than he could chew. You know?
He tried to pants me one time in front of the Mormon church. One time he tried to pants me and showed my talawhacker to the Mormons.
You know what I'm saying? So he tried to say, hey, we're going to go out here and we're going to buy this storage shed and we're going to move it all here and then we'll resell it and we'll make good money and it'll be good for the family. You guys ready to go out and do that? And then when it came time to doing the work, you'd find just me and Sarah trying to scoop things up and he'd be like, come on, guys. I can't walk around right now because
And then in front of the Gentiles, you don't want to know what he'd do in front of them.
my feet hurt because I'm overweight.
Wow, interesting. Yeah.
He'd make you feel bad for the guy, and then you're like, well, shit, I'll give you a hand. And then after
Labor Day made me real nervous sometimes. Made me real mighty nervous. And I'd have to get back at him. I'd have to say, Labor Dave, can you stop standing over me while I'm sleeping?
that, you're just getting looped into one thing and another, and then it's just he just
What are you talking about? I'm just looking for my puffer.
never stops being. He's ambitious, but he can't do that much because he's overweight. So I tried to get him skinnier, and I tried to say, hey, let's go out and get out of the house, get off the couch, quit eating chips,
So he told Stacy not to eat chips. Stacy, you shouldn't be eating no more chips. Chips is bad for you.
You're gonna die soon. You're gonna freaking die if you don't quit
Sure, he said that. Stacy, if you don't quit eating them tater chips, you's gonna croak.
eating, man. You got to get some exercise. Or your heart's literally gonna stop beating.
He's a doctor now.
Yeah, I feel you, dude. I feel you. I saw, what he looks like and whatnot. What is his habits? Like, what does he like to do for fun?
He likes to eat.
That's a good thing you bring up there. He likes to just watch TV and eat junk food and not really do a whole lot of nothing other than talk on the phone. That's that.
Talk on the phone.
What the hell's he talking to on the phone?
To who?
Whoever he can find that'll listen to him.
Interesting. Did he have an iPhone or an Android?
He had one of those iPhones, like a iPhone 12, 13, 14. He always loved his little iPhone.
He always loved his little iPhone, as opposed to just liking his big iPhone.
Do you know if he had AT&T, Verizon? What phone network did he say he had?
I think he was with Verizon.
Yeah, he did. That's what his commissary must not be coming in big.
When he started his new company, and then he went with those guys, and then the bill got up in excess of $15,000-$20,000.
Wow.
And then from there, he couldn't pay it. And he said, "Oh, no, what do I do? Can you help me with my bills?" And I said, "Well, sure." From there, he got in excess of $15,000-$20,000.
I don't know how this happens. Does anybody know how you run up a bill of $15,000 or $20,000?
And then the bill got up in excess of $15,000-$20,000.
Wow.
And then from there, he couldn't pay it. And he said, "Oh, no, what do I do? Can you help me with my bills?" And I said, "Well, sure. Let's look at the bill. How big is it?" And you look at it, and it's like 20 grand, and he's just on there buying like new little phones and this and that. And, you know, he's always taking on more than he can handle. And that was the biggest issue with me and Stacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the part where he was trying to, bang his wife or anything. That wasn't a problem.
Did he ever?
Or that he was looking in his pissy closet.
Talk about?
Get out of my pissy closet. I'm sorry, Stacey. I thought your nuts was down there.
Kids.
Not really. Not usually. No. That's why this strikes me as strange. The only time that happened is like once or twice during the whole 1 or 2 years that I was there. And he's like, I'd like to have a kid for when I pass away, because it'd make my wife happy. Just like you guys are saying on your video or whatever. That is true. It's confirmed.
So the videos.
What's confirmed?
That I've put out
was there. And he's like, I'd like to have a kid for when I pass away, because it'd make not
have a kid for when I pass away.
Not
oh, that's great. Yeah, that's what a great way to think. Yeah, I'd like to have a child and then pass away.
Not really. Not usually. No. That's why this strikes me as strange. The only time that happened is like once or twice during the whole 1 or 2 years that I was there. And he's like, I'd like to have a kid for when I pass away, because it'd make my wife happy. Just like you guys are saying on your video or whatever. That is true. It's confirmed.
So the videos that I've put out that you've seen, what is not true that you've seen that you noticed that with me covering this case, what is not true?
The only thing that like upset me or kind of got to me a little bit is the whole part about me and my Montana friends or whatever. That's Guthrie Builders, and he does a good job. He builds houses and does side.
I knew Montana played in here somewhere. I just didn't know how. He was talking about my Montana friends. I love my Montana friends. We all sit in the hot tub together. Wear socks. We call it the Socks in the Hot Tub Party. Don't talk about my Montana
stuff. Me and him are great friends. We have been for years. But one day he got in a bad situation where someone was trying to take his life too. And he tried to steal one of my pickups that I owned. It was like a 01 Ford or something. And then from there, me and him got mad, but then we kind of put it behind us and we got past it a little bit. But now me and him are best friends and we wish to build in the future and help the community out. And
it'll be really hard to do that when you're sitting in prison. It'll be really hard when you're doing life in prison. We was going to cook back up after he stole my car.
I just didn't want something like that coming in between it all.
Understandable. And have you watched my other videos about covering this case?
I don't know. I just seen the one that you put out today, this morning or whatever. And I think it's pretty good. You do a pretty good job.
Yeah. Well, I'm still suspect of you, but I still appreciate you speaking. And it puts more like you got nothing to hide, right? You got nothing to hide by sharing all this, because usually the experience with.
Look, man, I'm glad he did it. Terrible idea.
people have done things, unless you're psychotic and you just are guilty and you're just
Yeah.
acting like you're not. And there's people out there like that, like Chris Watts. You know, there's other cases that, you know, he goes right in front of the cameras and says he didn't do it, whatever. But you're willing to talk. You're willing to share your side. And,
Yes, sir.
you know, people will have a different perspective about this, because there's millions of people following this case.
Holy smokes. Yeah, I can only imagine if someone would have took my kid, what it would have done to my heart. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like he's not constantly sipping, but when he goes to take a drink, he's like, it's like gulp, gulp, gulp. That's Montana and North Dakota for you. We're right on top of each other.
A kid of my own, and I only have one. She's 10. She's like 5 years older than him, and I got a nephew that's like the same age as him, 5
Oh my God.
or 6. And this kid,
I don't know, Tracy. I was just thinking that Labor Dave, his future is fucked, because now what's he gonna do without like the keen business prowess of Brandon? Like, what's he gonna do? How is he ever gonna recover from that? Labor Day passed away. Fuck. Damn it. Is Labor Day the one that tried to steal his car?
has the same birthday as me, June 24th.
Oh, wow.
Wow, cool.
So it's June 20th, same age as him, 5 or 6. And this is like 5 years older than him. And I got a nephew that's like the same age as him, 5 or 6. And this kid has the same birthday as me, June 24th.
Oh, wow.
So it's
His name's Michael.
It's not just something that affects me a little bit. It affects me a lot every day.
It affects you a lot because you guys share a birthday. Like that bothers you. That's the part that gets you. I mean, I could give a shit less if I had the same birthday. We have the same birthday, so it affects me deeply. Bullshit. You're so full of shit.
And I think about it and I can't.
Yes. Let's give Labor Dave a proper send off. Let's see. Okay, I don't think we're going to be able to do that today. Sorry. Here lies Labor Dave. He was going to go into business with Brandon, but that never seemed to work. The end.
I'm thinking about it. So it's like I need to tell who's lying and who's not. And I think that Stacy is a liar, and he just.
Dear diary. Dear diary, Stacy's a liar.
Said stuff to attract attention because he wants to be the cool.
Can you guys hear that? Can you how does that sound effect sound? Does it sound like shit? Because I'll be pissed. Let me see here. How does it sound? Could you hear it? No. Dear diary. Here's Labor Dave. I wonder if Stacy, or excuse me, if Brandon gave the eulogy at Labor Dave's funeral.
Cool guy, and because he has a low self-esteem because he's a bigger guy, and you know, I love Stacy, I love Sarah, but I'm not proud about what they've done and what they do. And you know, if they are involved, they need to come forward, and if they're not, we need to find out who really did do this, because it's not just something little.
Well said, Brandon. I appreciate the conversation. So
I didn't watch the first part.
this is very important because a lot of people are following the Michael Vaughn case, and people just want answers. People want Michael found. They want insight on the Wanderers. They want to know everything. So, like, can you just explain what's going on here?
What's that?
It's you're stupid.
Can you explain what's going on? Like, what happened? What went down? What's up?
Yeah, the people that I used to stay with sometimes on the weekend and drive taxi for or whatever, they're involved in some big shit about. They're saying they know more about the Michael Vaughn case and everything like that. And I heard that they're saying that they actually killed him themselves.
Now, who said that?
I think the detectives told me that that's what Stacy and Sarah said themselves, is that they did it, or they were involved in it, or they know who did.
Interesting. Do you know any names or other these people? Who are they?
One of the people that went to their house before was Tanner Butler. I just looked at my Facebook page now, and his name's Tanner Butler. He was staying there with me and Stacy and Sarah at the time. Like, all four of us were roommates.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead.
So what does that guy know? Does anybody think he knows anything? What's his name? Tanner what? Butler? It's Tanner Butler. You don't remember Tanner Butler?
And then I guess the whole thing on how this started was the fact that Sarah, like, kind of threatened him, or like told him, get out of my house and don't come here no more because you were drinking, and I don't want you to be a bad influence on my poor little husband Stacy, blah blah blah.
So yeah, and that was the incident earlier this year, April, around the beginning of April, right? They got arrested.
Correct.
Who got arrested?
Sarah did. Sarah Wandra. And then Stacy. Okay, so Stacy got arrested first.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, Sarah got arrested not long after. And that was all over guns. It was all over a .17 caliber, some kind of a little gun they had.
Yeah, I saw the reports, and I saw that. I read the indictment of Stacy, and he was trying to sell a gun. I think it's the gun you just described, to a gun shop out in New Plymouth.
That's what Stacy got arrested for. Unbelievable. I forgot about that. So he was a felon who wasn't supposed to have a gun, had a gun, then tried to sell said gun to a gun shop.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So, but you're saying Sarah got in a fight with this Tanner guy around the same time in her house.
Right after he went to give that gun to somebody else, then that is when he went and tried to sell the gun to that gunsmith guy. And then right after that, Sarah was arrested for threatening.
He's one of the dumbest assholes ever. Stacy.
That other roommate kid with a Glock or a gun or some shit that they weren't even supposed to have.
So it was all over Tanner drinking in the house.
Yes.
It's interesting that you say that, because I've observed posts from Sarah, that she would make in her taxi group. She had a group called Faith Taxi, right? And she would make posts saying, I am not going to pick up anyone and deliver them to buy drugs or alcohol. I forbid that. I don't do drugs and alcohol. I don't want to be around drugs and alcohol.
But I will commission 3 idiots to help me try and steal a child. But drugs and alcohol, no thanks.
Something in that sense.
Oh yeah, they're my
yes,
favorite.
Sir. So
if there has to be a criminal, if criminals have to exist, and they do, no matter what, I'm thankful for the dumb ones. I'm thankful for them because they're the ones that get caught. You know, I mean, you can't take back what they've done, but
So, you know,
she has standards. That's right. She's like the North Star of a moral compass.
maybe, you know, she's just didn't want alcohol in the house. How long was Tanner staying there for?
He was staying there for like, I'd say we had a relationship for like 2 or 3 months off and on, where he'd just kind of come in, and then they gave him a taxi ride one day, and then they said that he could come kind of stay with them at nighttime a little bit so he could get a job in the day. And they're just trying to help him, give him a place to stay at night so he could work in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, get back on his feet, and then he's going to go back to his parents or whatever.
Interesting. So how long were you there at the house for?
I probably knew him for 2 years in total, and I probably stayed with them off and on for a year because I went out and drove taxis at their little Faith taxi business.
Yeah.
So I take because I went out and drove taxis at their little Faith taxi business.
Faith taxi.
Yeah.
So I take people to Walmart and give them groceries and help them out in the community and stuff like that.
Help out the community because I'm the cool kid on the block.
And then I'd go back and kind of hang out with them at nighttime, and we'd do a little barbecuing, drink a couple beers, whatever.
Yeah.
And then after that, that was.
No, I couldn't. I would like they pull up, ring, ring, ring. Hi, Faith Taxi. How's it going? Where you need me to take you to? Walmart. Let's go. Hope they got a bunch of Sudafed in stock.
Pretty much it.
Did how much did they pay you doing the taxi? What were they paying?
Usually they charge like $2.25 or 50 cents a mile. So basically, they'll go out and let people go where they want to go, and they just cover the fuel and give them like a little tip or whatever to help them with groceries.
Okay. Did they have other people?
Not that I know of. They're called, yeah, there are cross country taxi services. They're called Trains and Planes.
Working for them besides you?
Yeah, they had one other guy that was working there, and then me and Stacy and Sarah. So there's like 4 total.
What was the other person's name? Do you know?
The other guy was I want to say it was another Hispanic guy that was my friend that they met during that time.
Yeah.
And we kind of hung out, and he had an SUV, and we drove around a little bit and talked, and he kind of stayed there like 1 or 2 nights, and then after that he just kind of headed out.
You don't know his name?
I want to say it was like, it wasn't Jesus, it was like, it was kind of like Caesar or Jesus, kind of like one of those names, but it started with a J.
But it wasn't Caesar, the guy that was in the car with you in that picture, right? Not him.
Right, because that was when that picture was taken. I only met him like 1 or 2 other times before that. Stacy took me over to his house, and we picked him up for a taxi ride, and we took him to like, I don't know, just one of his friends, and then came right back. And then we were all just chilling.
Yeah. So you're
All right. Shit. Can you hear me? The fudge. All right. You see this guy? Does anybody think that that's not Brandon? That's Brandon. That is Brandon's goofy dumbass. That's the cool kid on the block that we're talking about. He's the cool kid. Unbelievable, dude. I know it's him. There's no doubt. I know for a fact that it's him. And I also know for a fact that where Stacy pointed in the yard at Brandon's house is exactly where the dogs hit. So that's him. I mean, it is. Oh no! Back to the bull story. And just Melia. Hi, Josh and Lab Rats. Sending love from Australia. Finally, justice for Monkey. That's right. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Everybody wants answers, right? Everyone wants the truth.
Right.
And I appreciate you telling me because, believe it or not, me digging in on you, I'm thinking, okay, this Brandon guy is involved because Sarah got arrested. But at the same time, people are like, well, Sarah's like kind of crazy, right? She's kind of mentally ill and she could just been rambling, hey, I buried the body when it's not true.
We can hear.
Yeah. Right? And even if there was any bit of a slight suspicion or whatever that happened, I'm glad that they went there and looked because that would be a way to find more clues to what is going on.
Yeah, because you told me you don't think Sarah or Stacy did this.
I don't think that they're capable of doing it because they're just kind of like normal people that just have little businesses trying to get money, just barely scraping to get by. They don't,
And then okay, like what other business they got? They got the taxi business. What else?
And then they have an oil change business. So they started Wandra's Lube, and that's what came up on the Google when you Googled it.
Yeah.
And then that is why I was there at all ever for any reason is to help them with their oil change business because I did that before and I'm good at it.
Where would they do the oil change at? At their house there or another location?
They had a little shop over there in Ontario, Oregon, where they did oil changes. They were renting it out.
So up to the arrest where she got arrested in April this year, was that business still running?
It was starting to slowly decrease because it was going good, and then one day Stacy had an argument with the owner and his daughter over a shop vac.
Wandra's Lube.
And they were sitting there just doing.
And as you just heard, sorry, I was away for 1 second, and the best part, or one of the best parts of the interview happened, but he was brought on because he excels at lube jobs, and the lube job connoisseur of sorts, Stacy, was happy with the way that Brandon did lube jobs. He was up to the standard of Stacy, so he was at Wandra Lube.
Doing that, and he said, if you're going to treat my daughter and talk to her like that over just a shop vac, then I'm going to go ahead.
I'm speaking technical, folks,
and not rent this to you guys anymore. You know what I mean? And you haven't paid me for a little bit anyway, so things are not up to date on the payments. You guys.
Look at the comments. Look at the comments. Look at the. Uh, I was just trying to explain it. All right. Simmer down.
Guys, your contract has been terminated.
Interesting. Yeah. So what about the taxi business? Was that
I love my audience.
still functioning up to when she got arrested?
Yes, sir, that is correct. Yeah, I was still functioning, and it'd still be going today if none of those charges would have happened with her and Tanner. That's what set it off.
So she gets charged with arrested for fighting with Tanner. Does she get bond?
Yeah.
Does she just get released?
I think they gave her bond. They gave her bond for a little bit.
I'm here to apply for the lube. Okay. Next for the interview is Brandon Shirtliff. What job are you applying for? I'm here for the lube job.
And then they let her out on a preliminary hearing kind of a thing.
Mhm.
So they're
I can't I can't get going because I'll get like an opt. What is it? What do they call those? Eye headaches. It's almost worth it though. I'm here for the position. Okay, what are you here for? Are you here for the washing business, the taxi business, or Wandra's Lube? I'm here for Wandra's Lube.
wait to
We also have a position open for towing business. I want the lube job. That's what I'm good at.
determine if any more
I'm good at that. That's what I need.
evidence comes up if she really did
God, I can't wait for all of them to be in jail.
like try to smack
I don't want to think about them ever again. You're going to jail. Thank you. It is a clusterfuck. Yeah, like an ocular migraine. Yeah. Like I'll bring it on myself.
him with a dog bone, or if she tried to
Wait, what?
kind of a thing.
Mhm.
So for a little bit, and then they let her out on
There's not one story that he's told about them that wasn't weird. Like it's all weird. Every story that he tells about them is it's pots and pans and dog bones and shit. Gets selling felons trying to sell guns like to the ATF basically. Hello, ATF. Would you like to buy a gun?
a preliminary hearing kind of a thing.
Mhm.
So they're waiting to determine if any more evidence comes up if she really did like try to smack him with a dog bone, or if she
Smack him with the dog.
tried to
Not one normal story.
threaten him with a gun.
You know, Sarah, Stacy, and I, we all went to church and we found a homeless man living behind the dumpster, and we offered him a place to stay. He was a very polite young man, and we went to church. Then we went to Wendy's right after. Then we went home, and everybody went to bed. We watched 2 episodes of The Waltons and 1 Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. And it was night, lights out. We had a really busy day at Wandra's Lube the next day.
done, or if that was true, or if it was just hearsay.
So he's accusing her of hitting her with a dog bone.
Yeah, he said that she smacked her with a dog bone and said, "Get out of my house right now, or I'm calling the cops." And that's what started everything. And then right when that happened, me and her got in an argument as well, and I got my little van and I left and went home.
So you never went back after that.
Right. After that, I went back one time, and then I went back there and was hanging out with another friend. His name was Randy, and he was from North Carolina, and he got in a
Randy from North Carolina. I love Randy from North Carolina. We got Randy from North Carolina and Labor Dave.
crash with his motorhome, so they were trying to help.
I think they pretty much stopped talking to people when they realized how stupid they look. I mean, this guy is incredibly dumb.
A ride to do the repairs on his pickup. They got totaled from the crash, and then from there, that's when that kind of went sideways. And I went back there once, and me and him were trying to do the taxi by ourselves, but then Stacy got involved and got in with a new phone and tried to run the show in the company. And then me and Stacy got in arguments about who could drive the car, who couldn't, who could work, who couldn't, and it just became a big nightmare from there.
Interesting. Did they bring in like, it seems like they're just bringing people in because they want to help them.
Yes.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know. That was one of the biggest questions that was on my mind too. It's just like they were trying to, they said that they kind of did it for God, or they did it for the church, and they want to give people a place to sleep at night so they don't have to be homeless, you know?
Yeah. Was Stacy religious?
He pretended to be, but he wasn't as, like, he believes in God, you know what I'm saying? But he doesn't believe.
He's a Buddhist, and he's trying to take the form of the statue.
Even like all the religious practices, like most of the people.
Yeah.
But they went to church, and they paid tithes and tried to help people and got money from the church to pay their bills, and they were with the church, you know.
Interesting. Well, see, because people are saying about Sarah, right? Because they're saying right after Michael Vaughn went missing, then she starts making all these religious posts, like within a month after he went missing, and people are suspecting, is she trying to repent? Is she have a guilty conscience? Is she trying to deflect? And
yeah, that's what I heard too, is that they would hit up it's called a like most churches, if you become a member of their church, there's a thing called a benevolence fund. And, or at least that's what it was called when I went. They would always take up like a special offering for something. You know, whatever the reason is. And I from what I heard was that they took advantage of that situation quite often. But and I'm guessing that's what Callie Dime's referring to, because I've heard the same stuff. And not a shocker either. They paid tithes. I gave them $10. We need $1,000 for our water bill.
And tried to thwart off anyone that's investigating her to act like she's religious. Like, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, I know that they always kind of like hid behind it, or they went.
And I got to tell you, so, you know, I think that they're all evil. All of them. I think that they're soulless, dirty rats and are idiots, no question. I think he's a dumbass, and I think Stacy's a dumbass. I think Sarah is downright evil, like a step beyond them. Now they should all be in trouble equally, apparently. In my opinion, they should all get life or whatever, capital punishment, whatever it is. But Sarah, make no mistake, she is the ringleader. She's the manipulator, and they're all a bunch of dumbasses who are stupid and evil enough to go along with it. They'll all do anything for money. Who knows what they were trying to do? But she is, no doubt, as grotesque and sinister and evil as anybody. She's got cold, dead eyes and an even worse heart. I'm telling you, man, she is a dangerous person. They all are because of what they're willing to do, but she's willing to facilitate to make to make that happen. You need foot soldiers, and she finds foot soldiers, and then she gets them to, and make no mistake about it either, she was using sex to manipulate these guys. Imagine that. Imagine being swayed by that, because that's what she did. She used sex to manipulate. Sort of like Lori Daybell or Lori Vallow or whatever the fuck her name is. Excuse me. Hold on. I got to refresh the screen. Oh, hey, there I am. I don't know. It was like, hold on. Let me turn off one of these monitors. Well, look, everybody it's sort of one of those things where you go where, whatever division I guess you're in. Because Lori is the opposite of attractive in, like, regular life. She's just a disgusting human too. All right, back to dumbass. Stacy got his nuts crushed by a bull. Oh shit! What happened? All right, that works.
With those kind of things, like the whole time I was there, they just say, "Oh, we believe in God, and God tells me what we should do for the day and how to help people, and we believe in doing good to the community, and it'll come back around," kind of like a good karma thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, they were kind of like good charity people. So I don't know why they would go from that to getting caught with guns and then trying to run off with the story that definitely didn't happen in front of my eyes, or else I would have reported it too,
Yeah. So
that's why it's questioning to me.
And that's why I'm asking you questions, because maybe you have the clues or the idea, but you're saying that they couldn't have done it. Now, let's go back to that day Michael went missing, right? So
yeah,
that morning, where were you all at on July 27th, 2021, the day Michael was reported missing? Where were you guys at in the morning?
Okay, so earlier that day, I spent the night there because we came in towing my car from my mom's to their house. And
have some water.
We came back over there, and then right as soon as we were getting the car back to the neighborhood, the whole neighborhood was on high alert looking for the little boy, Michael Vaughn, and they said he went missing right that day earlier, right before we came in with the car we were towing. And then right as soon as that happened, I went out and tried to look for the kid with Sarah. We got in her little Toyota car and drove to the gas station and drove around after we got out of the pickup, and then tried to look in the field to see if he went down by the river or if he could be out just wandering lost. And, that's what hit my mind first. And then from there, it was me and Sarah. We went to the gas station, got some milk, and then did this and that and came back. And then right when we got back, Carson had his pickup next door with a light bar on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, we need to start this up and kind of go look in the neighborhood and the farmer field and the river. We got to go find this missing person report that just came out, So that's what was on my mind right when it happened. But earlier, before that day, before we towed the car, we went to Applebee's,
God.
and there
What
was a
time was
guy.
that?
Not Applebee's. We love Applebee's. Who's Carson? I want to play Pacific Northwest Stamps. I'm gonna ask her if I could play it tomorrow. Like I could play it on After Dark, but I'm gonna make fun of them, you know. But I just have to. I can't talk about them without making fun of them.
That was earlier in the day after we woke up and had breakfast and watched TV and coffee, and then we went. Me and Sarah and one of her other friends that was there visiting for like a week or so because he came in from the airport. He wanted to go visit his family over by Nampa area somewhere by the Karcher Mall.
Who was that?
So
That's
Adrian.
Is that the Adrian Hernandez?
No, that's a different guy. Adrian Hernandez, I was locked up and incarcerated with him at the Canyon County Jail earlier this year. And he was just there for like some kind of a quarrel or marijuana or just some little petty charge.
Always.
And he's just there for that. But this
There's another thing that I don't understand. All these people loves to smoke pot and stuff, which is like fine, but why not go to a state where you don't get in trouble for it? I mean, you guys already have trouble with the law. You need marijuana charges on top of all that.
Adrian that I'm talking about was a different person.
Who?
Like you wouldn't have to be in trouble for that. You'd still get in trouble for, you know, like stealing children and hitting people with dog bones and holding people at gunpoint and trying to sell guns to the ATF when you're a felon with gun charges. But you wouldn't get in trouble for the weed. The weed wouldn't be the problem.
Like, what's his last name?
I don't know his last name at all. I just know that he was Adrian and he had like kind of an afro. And we went and did kind of a YouTube video that day where we were trying to make music and kind of like a car crash scene.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hanging out with him doing that earlier. And then after that, me, Adrian, and Sarah went to Applebee's where we dropped him off there after me and Sarah got a chicken sandwich and a soda pop over there at the Popeyes restaurant.
Who bought the Applebee's? You or him? Or who paid?
Sarah took me to lunch over at Popeyes, and she was going to buy a sandwich for me, Adrian, and her. But he said, my family's here. I want to see him. So I'm going to go to Applebee's and go over here and have dinner with them or lunch with them real quick. And then give me a little bit of time to do that. And then you guys come back and get me.
Yeah.
So we did that. And in the meantime, me and Sarah were bored just kind of driving around the mall.
This is true.
And we didn't know what to do. So I drove back over to my house.
But it would be exponentially harder for her to find women that were attracted to her to be able to do the things that she was wanting people to do. So dumb men from Montana, wherever Stacy's ass is from, and Adrian for that matter, are right up her alley.
Get a water bottle and fill it up with water.
You gotta understand that like men are much more susceptible to like bribes when it comes to sexual favors. Men are much more susceptible to that kind of stuff because inevitably men are pigs, no question. And you know, I'm not excluding myself from that. I'm just saying that that's how it is. Oh, she's not gonna go and she's not gonna go and woo, go to the gay bar and for lack of a better term, and go find a lady. I'm just saying that the reason that she manipulates males is because there's a plethora of males that will do. And yes, women are more discerning. I agree with that. And men are not. I've known dudes that would have sex with a catcher's mitt. No question. I swear to God.
Back over to their house because I didn't
And that's not it's not boisterous by any stretch of the imagination.
like their water.
Yeah.
And then during that time, after that, we came back to the mall and we picked up Adrian, me and Sarah, and then all three of us, Sarah, Adrian, and I, we hopped in the car and we went back to the Fruitland house where they do their taxi business.
All right. So where was
Yes.
Stacy during all of this?
Yes. Somebody said I don't remember who, but he was arrested on the 4th of November at his court hearing in Idaho, I believe. Oh, this is so cute. Whenever he falls asleep and he sleeps really hard, he has to get up and he wants water, right? So I keep a little water bowl. And I don't put a lot in it because he's sloppy when he drinks it. And I just kind of, I keep refilling it until he's done. But if I just had it all the way full, he would stick his head in there like he was bobbing for apples. And because he doesn't how dogs lap stuff up? He doesn't lap anything. I've never seen his tongue hang outside of his mouth ever. I know he has one because I've had to dig in his mouth to get shit out of there that wasn't supposed to be in there, but he won't. Like Macho will sit there Macho's like Gene Simmons with his tongue. It's disgusting to watch, but Otis sticks his entire face like he's blowing bubbles, like yeah, bobbing for apples. That's exactly what it's like. And so I won't fill it up because I don't want him dripping dog puddle water everywhere, It's something. I don't know what it is, to be honest.
He was back at the house.
So Stacy said, you think Stacy stayed home all that day? Stayed home?
We left him there at the
No, he was training for American Ninja Warrior. He was busy. He was out all day.
house.
Where the hell else is he gonna go? I mean, he was probably like 20 pounds away from them having to take the entire roof off to crane his enormous ass out of there.
I don't know if he stayed there the whole time or not, to be honest.
Was anyone else there with him?
I don't think so. I think it was just him home alone at that point.
And
that was before we went to tow.
And they had dogs and cats there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they had one hound dog and like 3 or 4 tuxedo cats.
So Stacy's there.
I don't know if he's chewing. I would assume.
Guys go out. What was Adrian doing at the mall?
I do too.
He was just.
Does anybody? Do you remember that scene in? Here, I'll show you really quick. In Training Day, when Denzel chases Snoop Dogg down when he was pretending to, or when he was a paraplegic in the movie, or quadriplegic, I don't know. I think it was paraplegic. And he takes the pin and he tells him to open his mouth because he's going to search him because he swallowed crack rocks. And I feel like I do that once a day to Otis. Like I find him and I go, what's in there? And he leans back. And I get close and I said, open your mouth. And he never does. Now, every now and then he will spit something out. He'll kind of go, but he never goes, he never does any of that. And I wish he would, but so I'll show you here. Okay, here, hold on. It might give me a copyright strike, but I don't care because I have to share this. So it's like you ask them where the rocks at. This is me. Shit. Can you hear this or not? Son of a I hate StreamYard. Okay, so I'm Denzel and Snoop Dogg is Otis, and this is what happens every single day.
Gave it up, dog. The fucking way, man.
Where the rocks at?
I ain't got nothing on me. I gave it up, dog.
Where the rocks at?
Can you hear it now?
Open your mouth.
What is you, a doctor now?
I'm a dentist. Open your mouth. Lift up your...
Okay, there's Otis, but he doesn't do that.
Ah. I ain't got shit. Your partner already done searched me. I'm straight.
Yeah, okay. You got a pen? Got a writing pen? Give me a pen. You ain't got nothing in there.
That right there is the epitome of our interaction. What do you got in there? The whole thing, like everything. You don't even have to hear the words. It's just this. Here's me tracking Otis down, going, "Hey, what do you got in there? What's in your mouth?" And he's like, "I don't got nothing." And no, I don't have anything. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So then I'm like, "Where's a pin?" You got nothing in there. And every now and then, they'll spit it up. There you go. That's, I never actually have stuck a pin in his mouth, but that's sort of that's the gist, I guess you could say, of what happens with us. What's up, Ashley? Good to see you. Pam. Let me see here. I keep 14 audio. It's true. I've been called worse. La, da, da, da.
Just visit.
No, I'm pretty crazy. Wow. Stacy got his nuts crushed by a bull. Okay, here.
His girlfriend and his son, and then after that we went over to Macy's and kind of went in there and shopped around for clothes a little bit, and we were playing on our iPads and just taking pictures, goofing off. And then from there we go back, and then that's how it goes.
Well, what about the afternoon from the mall to you going back to the neighborhood? Did you guys go anywhere else? Stop anywhere else?
We just went over to a pawn shop, I think, just kind of look around at the pawn shop a little bit, and then I think he bought like an iPad.
Once we get to the nuts part,
Or he was trying to get a new iPad, I think.
That's Adrian, right?
Right, yes, sir. And then I think he bought one there. We went to the pawn shop, bought an iPad, and then came back and we were just chilling.
So what car were you guys all in?
We were in that little Toyota 2016 Toyota Corolla.
Okay, what is that? What color is it? White?
It's the blue one.
A blue. Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember you were telling me that they were towing your car. You told me earlier in another conversation that your car was being towed by their truck that day.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So where's that come into play here?
So
it doesn't. They're lying about everything.
I asked them earlier that day if we.
I bought a new Keurig, by the way. That was like my birthday present to myself.
could use their pickup to go to my house, my mom's house, and get my Mercedes.
I'm very excited about it. I didn't even drink that much coffee like that. I just was like, what do you get yourself when you get yourself a Keurig?
Benz into
A new one.
back over there so I could work on it if I was going to be hanging out over there doing the taxi business.
Yeah. So when did you guys go over there to get your car?
Next Saturday.
I think it was around like
I haven't used it yet.
6 or 7 at night.
6 or 7. Then you're saying while you're coming back, that's when you know.
And it's one of those like K-cup mini ones because I want to like keep it sort of near. Does that make sense?
Noticed everyone searching for Michael.
I do not have a conventional coffee maker. No.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember going to the gas station. We were probably at the gas
Thank you. Yeah, it's not till next. I think it's Saturday.
station filling up like right at 7.
Right at 7. What gas station?
There's a Chevron right there just up from their house.
Yeah.
Like I like appliances now, you know, because remember, I don't know if you guys remember when I was on the hunt for a air fryer, and I got that, and I love it. And I think I bought that for my birthday last year. Like I'll buy myself like an old person appliance.
So where you were seeing people out there looking for Michael, or you were seeing police?
I was just seeing police cars cruising around,
Thank
and I was seeing a lot of like the neighbors going out in their cars.
40.
Just, like,
I'll be 40 years old.
the whole subdivision.
And it sounds nice.
From the left side to the right side, they were all just out. Everybody walking around.
Is it like the
and
double
looking,
door one?
flashlights?
Because I got to upgrade. I need to get the double door ones. I only got the single. I need the double. I have a single. I need the double. Got the single. Need the double. Looking for a triple.
Search and rescue was there. Police, everything.
But how did you know they were looking for Michael?
Because so when we were pulling into the subdivision, Sarah was driving the pickup, and she stopped and talked to the neighbor that was coming down the road the opposite way.
Donna says, I only got instant. My solar won't deal with a coffee maker. Your entire house is solar powered?
Mm-hmm.
And she stopped right there in the middle of the road, and they both opened their doors and they started talking to each other right there.
Okay. And you told me you never see Michael.
Yeah, I have to find like sort of a renaissance. And I think I am. I think I will. I think, like I said, that what like one of the drawbacks to having kids so young is that, you know, they're moving on in life at this stage, because that's how it's supposed to happen. And that's a good thing. But, you know, look, all I did for the last, you know, obviously 18 years, but even after that, you know, that was my entire life was dedicated to just work and my kids. That was it. No, I really didn't have anything else. Like I didn't really have any hobbies that I was doing, or anything, you know. It was just like that. Like it was having full custody of them and then doing that.
Bomb before your life prior.
Right. I never met him or his parents ever before. I just know that they're neighbors of where I was staying over there with the Wanderers. They live like diagonal.
I like those too.
Yeah. What about the okay. Yeah, I got so many questions. All right. So Adrian, where's he from?
I think he's from California somewhere.
So, but how did he get up there? Like, how did he end up there in Idaho?
He just flew in from California to come see his son and his old girlfriend or whatever.
But where did Sarah meet him? Like, how does she
Brenda,
know him?
I am happy that you're doing better in that year. I think you said that you were out of the hospital, and that's a great thing.
I don't No, I think he just randomly like called their phone one day from the airport and said, "Can you give me a ride from here to there or whatever?" And that's probably how those two met.
Yeah, because obviously, Sarah, according to this arrest affidavit, she's claiming that this Adrian guy helped bury Michael in her yard. That's what she said, according to the arrest affidavits, or the neighbors. She also said the neighbor's yard too.
Right?
So
Yeah,
people are wondering who's Adrian.
I watched who's it, the swamp, they call him the Swamp Man. The he used to be on Swamp People. What is his name? I always forget. It's not Willie. It's not he's got like the long hair. What is his name? Oh yeah, Bruce from Swamp People. He was like pressing his coffee the other day all by himself. It was odd.
Yeah, he's just some kid that came here from California for a little bit to visit his son and his old girlfriend.
Did he get arrested at all?
I was the head coach of their team, and I got off work every day at 5:30, but our games would start at 5:30. So what I had to do is I left an hour early because I had to get to the field, because some days it was my turn. Like, it's the home team's job to like prep the field. Like, nobody else preps the field. The teams do it. So obviously when there's little kids, you can't have little kids they could help in a way, but I had to line. And then if you were the away team, you had to tear everything down when it was over. It was bullshit.
No, he didn't get
It
arrested.
was like a lot of work. It was like having 2 full-time jobs.
Or talked to or nothing.
And then I coached the All-Stars, which like took us into summer. I was a pillar of the community.
So how long was he there at their house for?
He was only there for like a week up to 2 weeks tops.
After Michael went missing.
I know I hate coaching, but I'm pretty good at it.
After Michael went missing,
but I can't stand it. I only coach my kids. I mean, I've coached teams that like my kids weren't on, but that was in the process of coaching for other, and I hated it. I liked coaching my kids, but
pretty sure he was there for
but it was just like a lot. It was a lot of issues.
Couple days.
Like one time, like, this is the kind of stuff you have to deal with, right? So it's like Saturday, like, yay, let's all go to the ballpark, and then you have like Timmy out in right field who won't turn around. This happened. Timmy, turn around. Timmy, the game's this way. His mom comes running down the bleachers. She's like, Coach, time out. And I go, what do you mean time out? He's pitching the ball. She runs over and she goes, I think he peed his pants. I'm like, you gotta be shit. Like, he's like 10, And I'm like, she goes, that's why he won't turn around, because he peed his pants. So I had to go call a timeout and walk out to right field. And sure enough, that's what happened. God bless his soul. And I took a jacket out there, my jacket, got him tied around his waist, got piss all over my jacket.
After that as well.
Okay, so he was there about a week and a half prior to Michael being missing. Then Michael went missing, and then a couple of days later, he goes back to California.
I think so, yeah.
Do you know where in California?
I have no idea.
You're in a hot tub. I see you're in a hot tub. What's that, the North Dakota life?
Yeah, that's North Dakota life, trying to stay warm out here right now.
Yeah. Interesting. So interesting. Now, did you know that, like...
And... like, so we had this league. It was they called it was the Hoopsters program for the city, and it was like a big deal. Like, everybody, there was all age groups from, I think it was from second grade to seniors in high school, And when we got involved with it, there were a lot of really good kids that played. You know, they were very how would you say this? Like they were just all very athletic kids, and the parents were fucking nuts, like absolute, like insane. Like you'd look in their eyes and you could see that there was like, and those were the parents were like the kids were the like those were the best kids. If their parents were psycho, typically their kids were good because that's how people put up with them. But I never put up with like the psychotic people. I was just like, nah, it's just little, like, it's just little kid sports. That's what I always say. And I'm not kidding. These gyms would get packed. They would, whenever there was a game, and you know, my kids were good, and then there were some kids on the team, our team, that were good, and then we'd play like the rivals who, you know, the parents coached that team, and they, you know, it was like a big deal. We're talking 3rd and 4th grade, 5th and 6th grade basketball. I remember it was a Saturday morning. It was like the championship, and everybody was all excited. And I was like, yeah, which we lost, by the way. We showed up, and we were there an hour before the game. And I'm not even kidding you. When we walked in, it was standing room only. It was the most ridiculous. I was like, you gotta be funny. Like I cannot believe, I hated it. There were too many people, and people were getting kicked out of the game. The whole thing was insanity. Anyway, I got to get going. I appreciate you guys being here, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for being here, though. I know it's a weird hour, but appreciate it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lab After Dark is starting shortly.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Lab After Dark is starting soon. dark is starting soon.
Right.
Well, you opened that Pandora's door.
I was actually just sitting down to pee, but whatever, you know.
What's the point in causing these ruckus that